I'm Corey, the art archaeologist, and welcome to dig number 7 of the jelly plate excavation. So today I'm going to be using my 8x10 jelly plate, and we're going to be doing this scraped and layered background technique on the jelly plate. This is one of my originals. I just painted this the other day, messing around trying to see if it would work or not, and it worked beautifully. I'm really happy with the way it came out. And then I just made a quick little sketchbook here, and then the inside cover I just used some scrapbook paper, and then I just inked all the edges on the outside cover and the inside. So the secret to this technique is to let each layer dry completely before adding the next layer. So the materials you're gonna need, I just have a few paper plates for paint to put my paint on, and then you're gonna need an old credit card or an old gift card, and then of course you're gonna need your paint and your paper. So the color combinations I'm wanting to do today, I want to do this exact color combination just to show you how I got this exact sheet here, and that color combination is Folk Art Pure Gold and Artist Loft Mars Black. Any black will work, any white will work, any gold will work. Okay, you'll get slight variances just by using different brands, but any of those will work. And then the second one, I wanted to do a warmer color combo, so I figured we'd do yellow ochre. These are all goldens, of course. Yellow ochre, burnt umber, and burnt sienna. And then I wanted to do a cooler palette too. Whoops, turn my light off. Okay, and then for the cooler palette, I'm just using folk art paints here, and I've got French blue, skyline, burnt umber, and medium blue. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course, you always want to have a brayer handy too. And for our paper today, I'm just going to use this Canson mixed media paper. This is 9x12, so you can use bigger. I like to use bigger paper than my plate. I'm finding that that works a lot better for me. And then you can just trim your paper down if you wish. So let's get started here. Okay, so here's our 3 scraped painted jelly plated papers. Let's go over these for a sec. And I want to say that I like to watch Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. I'm sure you guys know exactly who she is, and if you don't, I invite you to check out her channel, the Frugal Crafter. She doesn't know me, I don't know her, but I like her videos. And I was watching one of her more recent videos, and she left her paper on the jelly plate for, I don't know how long she left it on, but I have started leaving my paper when I do the top layer of paint and I put the paper down. I've been leaving the paper for around 10 minutes, give or take. You kind of gotta gauge your paper. Like, you never want to do that with a light paper like tissue paper, but with this Canson mixed media paper, I've been doing around 10 minutes, and then you get all the layers. Now, so thank you to Lindsay. I just wanted to tell you guys about that and tell you where I got it from. Very cool technique. It just makes it so that all the paint, you give the paint the opportunity to suck into the paper, and then you don't miss your layers when you pull your paper. Just brilliant. I'm so glad she showed that. Okay, now this part here, if you see, you can see a little texture in there from the paint being pulled wet in these big black areas, and that is a result of pulling it too soon or you can have your paint too thick on the jelly plate. You don't want thick blobs because then it peels up the gold and whatever you've got on the bottom layer. So that's a result of that. I still like this page. I think it came out fine. I am totally okay with it, but that's what happened, just so you know. There is stuff to be aware of with this technique. Sometimes you can have a little bit of loose paint like that too, and you just want to come in and scratch it off. So here also is the real graphic. We did gold, then white, then a little bit more gold, then the black scraped. And whatever your last layer of paint, you need to work kind of fast and get your paper on there while it's wet. Because if you wait too long and put your paper on while it's setting up, that's another thing that can interfere with pulling a good print, okay? So here's the graphic example of drying between each layer. And now this second one, this is the example of, we put the yellow ochre down first solid. Let me pull you in a little. And then I blended some yellow ochre with the burnt sienna, and then we threw the burnt umber on top. Now this one pulled a little too, but it's really all right. You can just pick a color of your choice out of the colors you used. And I like to just run a tiny bead of paint along the edge of your card, and then you can just come right in and touch that up like that. And you can do it with more than one color, of course. Like I started with the burnt umber, now I could come in while that's wet with the yellow ochre. Do another, just a tiny bit, and come in here and add some of that yellow ochre just to fill that in. And then no one's the wiser. No one ever has to know that that happened. It gives you a nice graphic look either way, but this torn look might not be what you want. So just a very easy fix. Just like that. I like to be able to pull pieces together even after the fact, because a lot of times, you know, art requires troubleshooting like anything else. Throw a touch more in this corner over here. Then it gives you the same color combo and adds a little extra element to your art. And You can hide little faux pas like that, because we all know, all of us that do jelly printing, we run into this stuff. So you can do real graphic, do one color at a time and let it dry between each color, like we did on the gold one. You can do graphic and then partially mix your colors. Lots and lots of options. And then here's our last one, where I really blended everything almost all the way through. Ended up with some scratch marks in here. That'll happen if you've got a dried piece of paint on your credit card. That'll happen real easy. And then I went ahead and did the very top coat this blue. So some of the white shining through, you can just touch up this one. And if you don't even, you can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever you want to come in and maybe fill in the white areas. Then again, you can do it the exact same way. Let me do the other end of my card so I don't get orange on here. But let's say we want to add a little bit of this burnt umber. The jelly plate is so versatile. You can really just do so much stuff on the jelly plate. So see, you can really get graphic here and add in whatever color that you think is lacking in your piece. Can very easily throw some extra in, just like so, and then you've got even more of a mix. So you got options. You can come in and kind of go over any lines like that. Give you the opportunity to do that, and you can use as many colors and touch up to your heart's desire, of course. So if you got value out of this video, I'd love for you to click the like button. It helps me out a bunch, and I invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing all kinds of fun tutorials on this channel. So thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you give this a shot, and I will see you next time.